Hey everyone, it's Lance from the Ride with Lance. I tell you what, today I'm just feeling a little blue. Yep, feeling a little blue, but not the kind of blue you're thinking about. I am blue, literally blue. Everything's blue. I got a blue bike, got a blue water bottle, got blue shoes. I'll talk about these shoes later, they're new. Blue shorts, blue shirt. It's just my blue day. But today, we're going to talk about the best of both worlds. Cadence sensor, torque sensor on this bike. With its new sensor swap technology and easy to change on the fly. It really does give you the best of both worlds, and on this bike, which I really believe is going to be the bike of the year among all manufacturers.
No.
I really do, with everything this bike has to offer right out of the box. So we're gonna take a ride down my favorite path, and we're gonna talk about the best of those two worlds right there. Right now, I have it in torque sensor. So I am doing probably about half the work the motor's doing. And this is great for when you just want to exercise. Now I know, of course, some people say, well, you should just get a regular bike that's not electric. Well, you know, not all people are up to that ability. You know, maybe they're older and they need that extra help. But they can still take advantage of the torque sensor to give them the exercise, maybe build up to getting a non-electric bike later on. But the great thing about this bike, basically two bikes in one, right? Because you can go cadence, you can go torque. So if I wanted to all of a sudden start riding torque or cadence sensor now, the great thing that Velotric has done now in this new model is you don't have to stop. You don't have to get into the program, even though you can do it that way too. Or you don't have to get your app out, switch in the app. You can just keep riding and just hold the M button down and it changes to cadence. You see how it just took off? I don't know if you can see my knees, but they're just barely moving. And I'm already up to almost 20 miles an hour. A little too fast for this path. So if let me back it down to PAS2. Let's see if we can get it to just hang around 15 miles an hour. Almost. Let's take it down to 1. Down a little, okay. And now I'm just rotating the pedals. I'm not putting any pressure on them at all, and I'm cruising at 13.5 miles an hour. This makes it great when you just want to cruise. When you just want to cruise like this too, or you want to take it down to the beach, ride that boardwalk. You don't want to be too fast. You just want to see the sights along the way. That's what a cadence sensor is going to be great for. And then of course torque sensor when you want that exercise. When you want that feel of a regular bike. Now, just like the Nomad 1 Plus, when I got that and reviewed it, and I was just in awe of it because it was just, again, it was like the perfect riding position right out of the box. This is the same way. You're just in that nice upright riding position. Your hands aren't really stretched out to get to the bars. They're swept back. Now, having swept back bars does possess a little problem. If you decide to use this off-roading, and I don't mean like mountain bike type off-roading, I mean, dirt road, you know, type that might be a little bumpy where you have to stand up for some of the bumps. Because the bars are swept back, that leverage point is no longer over the top of the handlebar stem. It is back, looks like a good 4 or 5 inches. So when you stand up, like I do now, and then you start hitting bumps, you're putting pressure down on the bars, which will make either the bars move down if you hit a hard enough bump, or it'll make the adjustable stem move if you hit the bump hard enough. So if that's the case and you plan on doing a lot of trail riding, type of riding, dirt road riding, I'm gonna go over here on the dirt, where you know you're gonna have to stand up. I know I'm not gonna have to stand up on this gravel road, but if there was a big bump that I had to go through, I would stand up so I wouldn't jar my back, and that's when you might experience that. So if a majority of your riding is going to be on bumpy dirt road type ride, then you might want to look at getting a bar that's much more straight. You know, you can still get it raised up. That puts your pressure point more over the top of the handlebar stem, and a lot less likely for things to move around if you hit a bump hard enough. Let's stop and let me show you what I've done to the bike. The few accessories I've added. So here are some of the upgrades, I guess you could call it upgrades. Not really upgrades, not performance upgrades, but just upgrades that make the ride a little better, and some are just to make the bike look a little better. So one of the things I did is from my Nomad 1 Plus, I took the rack off and put it on here to have a front rack. Now it does have the rear rack that is the Mic HD ready. I just don't have any Mic HD accessories to put on that right now, so I put I like to call them saddlebags, but the pannier bag from Gabton that they sent me a while back. I use that right now. Did put a water bottle holder on. Got several places to mount one. Of course, everything's blue. Got a blue water bottle. And what else? I put the side view mirrors on, my favorite ones. And these grips. These I guess you call them like a lighter brown leather grip. I think it just goes, the color goes good with the bike, and that's really the only reason I put them on. They are ergonomic comfort grips, leather wrapped. That bike's still on, let's turn that off. But yeah, other than that, these are just stuff I added just for the ride, but performance wise, this is the bike of the year. I'm telling you now, I think everybody's going to agree that this ends up being the bike of the year for 2025. I don't know if you could ask for more in a under $2,000 e-bike package right here. You've got a much powerful motor, 90 newton meters of torque, 750 watts. The RST guide forks, 203 millimeter front rotor, and 180 millimeter rear rotor, hydraulic brakes. A suspension seat post now that rivals the Sun Tour. It really does. And with the sensor swap, cadence sensor, torque sensor, nice big comfort seat. I don't think I'm gonna have to put a blue wind on this. I really don't. I'll save that for my other bikes. This is just the package is complete when you get it. So I can't say enough about it. And that's why I think you've seen a lot of the creators who are also reviewing this are just giving it really high marks right out of the box. You can see stuff like this. These are my mounts for my 360, and of course that's a GoPro mount. I just figured I'd put it there for now. But yeah, that's it. Let's get back to the ride. All right, we are back on the trail and riding. And I think I'm going to go over this little bridge here, and then I'm going to try a little dirt trail riding on the Nomad. So I'm going to put it back in torque, because you definitely don't want it in Cadence on dirt trails that might have really tight turns, because that cadence sensor might take off on you in that unopportune time. It may make you go off the trail and crash. But let's see. It rained a few days ago, so let's see if it's not too much. Oh, it looks okay. So we're gonna go down here. I just want to see how this Velotric branded seat post suspension is doing, because it does great on the road stuff. The bumps on the road and the trail, asphalt trail, like I said, it rivals the Sun Tour, and it comes on this bike as stock. You don't have to go out and buy extra like you would with the Sun Tour. Another thing about it, that suspension seat post, is it's adjustable. You can adjust it for your weight. If you're finding it too soft, you can tighten the spring up underneath the seat post. Or if you're finding it too hard, you can soften it up. Actually, I think it comes in the softest position. So for us bigger riders, you might want to tighten it up a little. But it's working really nice. I can't complain at all. Got a duck here, so he might be looking down at the frame right now. Go ahead and turn around here. Now, one thing I am going to do is put flat out in it. This is far as I know, this doesn't come with any tire sealant in it. So I will be getting some flat out, and I'll put it in. Let me go back the way I came here. But yeah, the Nomad works great on this type of trail riding. I'm ducking just because this bridge is too low. And you know me, I say it a lot. I like this type of trail riding. Now the shoes. Excuse me, let me talk about the shoes. Let me make a turn here. So I've been on the lookout because I needed a different type of shoe for doing off-roading. You know, I take the X-Peak out for those, rougher trail rides, rougher than this, but not full-on mountain bike trail riding. The soles are still a little too soft. Generally I pedal on the balls of my feet, but there are times when I put the pedal in the center of the foot, and on the shoes I had, they're just too soft. So there was no really arch support. So a company got a hold of me called Fitville and offered me a pair of shoes. They said, we'll send you a pair of shoes. Don't need to do a review on it, which surprised me. They said all they wanted was just to use it in the stuff you're in the videos and riding you're already doing. So that's what I'm doing. So I said okay, and they had a ton to choose from, I tell you. So I did a little research. I looked into the mountain bike shoes first, not the Fitville, but regular, and they're more like Vans, like skateboard shoes. but just, you know, a much more supportive arch and kind of that flat sole. So I went and looked through their catalog and found some flat-soled shoes. Yep, and of course, blue. And today is actually the first day I've worn them. And they specialize in wide shoes. So this is like a size 10.5 wide. And it does feel good. It does feel like I've got like a solid platform under my foot. So when I do things like stand up, that shoe just doesn't collapse and bend down over the pedal. So far so good. And they're actually a good looking pair of shoes. So this is the shoe from Fitville. You can see it's got a wide sole like that. It's not as high as it looks. You know, it looks like it's got a really tall sole here, but it's not. And it's got more of a flat bottom, which I like, with a lot of support in this area right here. So if you're standing on the middle of the pedals and they're right here, you don't feel those kind of spikes. You don't feel the shoe trying to bend over the wrong way over it. But really nice. I think I like them. All right, I just want to cruise now, so I'm going to put it back into Cadence sensor. And I love it how they just made it so easy now. Just hold that M button down for about 3 or 4 seconds. It automatically switches over. And it is in Cadence. Now I'm going to keep it in PAS1 just to keep it at that 13, 14, 15 mile an hour speed limit on the trail. Yep, I'm trying to do a lot better about keeping my speeds down on the multi-use paths. But I do have the bike pointed towards home. So you have a great day, great ride, great week, and I will see you on the next adventure. Bye. Look at that. See the wildflowers are starting to bloom? Yep. Spring is a-coming.